When I set up the works, young artists passed by and they did this, and they took me as one of their generation. That's pleasing. In my definition or my conception, these pieces on the floor, they are kind of flat pedestals. But when you stand on it, you can see yourself as a sculpture. At the same time, you define those elements as pedestals. It's a dialogue between the bodies. It's also dialogue or creation by imagination of space and the articulation, as I see it, of time. So I don't do these steps by will. I try to find a rhythm, when to do it and how long to stand on it. And this can the people, the visitors, experience. And doing this, I think there's no big difference between the artist and the visitors. They are from the mid-70s. These works are from the 80s, beginning of the 80s. The idea was therefore also the color. You can address those pieces as a sculptural, painterly sculpture or sculptural painting, as it would be a classical traditional definition. But since the pieces are also the body in it, may it be physically or by projection, it changes. When you really step in it, it's a kind of implement. I started using fabric and also the technique of sewing. It started in the beginning of the 60s. At that time, that was not in use in the art world. It was a matter of craftsmanship. So it was very unusual to use that. And using this technique of sewing, using fabric, I did for the sake of stepping out of history. That means that I'm not bound to a traditional genre like painting and sculpture. And that also meant that I used a material which hadn't been used before in history. There are so many people during the Biennale with this wall formation, for instance. It's not possible to act with physically because the piece would be destroyed. So what you do is the activation or adding the body to the work, or defining the work also with the body is pure projection, which is also part of my concept. That can be done with the body, but also physically, but also as a pure projection.